Everybody, and welcome to this live training. And it's great to have you here. And whether you're here watching this live or whether you happen to be watching this a replay, I want to just first of all congratulate you for taking some time for you. The most important thing you can ever do is invest in you. And you're giving up this valuable time. And I do feel, again, honored and appreciative that you are doing this. Now, millions of people, if not billions, should be on this, but they're not. And you are to be proud of yourself because I'm sure there's many other things that you could be doing. So you're putting you first, which is a very important thing, which I'm going to touch on very shortly as well. On this particular training, I'm going to speak about how you need to reset your routine and how to build habits that boost productivity and mental clarity. And it's no exaggeration to say what I will share on this particular training will truly be life-changing for you. Now, it depends on where you're at. So again, I'll speak now on and off throughout it about where you're at, and if you can engage in the chat that way, that would be great. If you're on watching a replay, again, send me DMs and let me know your situation so I can help you specifically. But it's where you're at and how to get better. The thing I always stress to people is if there's one thing you do in life in terms of a mindset, be committed to evolving into a better version of yourself throughout your life, okay, until your last breath. So be committed to evolving into a better, and the stress is on the word better, version of you throughout your life. And the reason it's better is because there is no best. We can always keep getting better. We can always keep evolving in many different areas of our life. And this is where some of the things I'm going to share with you. And this is only like drop of the ocean. This is like small stuff, but really important stuff. That's why I wanted to do a particular training on this. And it was very interesting as well in the questionnaire I sent out. The vast majority, I think it was about maybe it was at 60% or between 60 and 70%, had neither a morning routine or an evening pre-sleep routine, which I was pretty surprised at. I didn't expect it to be so many. So it's really important, basically, that you have a morning routine and you have an evening stroke pre-sleep routine. And I say pre-sleep because with some people, they had an evening routine, but it wasn't necessarily tied to their sleep. The sleep is so important, like I'll touch on when I come to it. But I call it evening pre-sleep because they're all interconnected. So, as I said, it's a very small percentage who actually had a morning routine or an evening routine. So, interesting. I was quite surprised. I said, I know most people don't have a lot of good habits or they're not aware of the things they need to do, but I'm still quite surprised at that kind of percentage. So, yeah. So, why should you listen to me? I'm not going to talk about myself very much because I want to get into the content and I want to answer any questions you may have. But I'm Irish, number one, so that's first thing, if it matters to you. I'm in my 30 years of high performance coach, and I've worked with thousands of clients all over the world at this stage, from every type of demographic and situation and environment you can imagine, with every kind of goal, with every kind of dream, with every kind of frustration and challenge and obstacle you can encounter. So I've kind of seen it all at this stage. And this is why I always feel well suited, well positioned to be able to help people no matter where they're at, because again, I've got two purposes in life I'm super passionate about. One is my son, who's my absolute world, and the other one is to make a positive impact on people. And my life is truly committed to that because I do feel my purpose here is to make a positive impact on people, and I'm committed to doing that until my last breath, pretty much. So, it's just a little on me, and I've done lots of different things, but I'm here to serve. I'm here to help you. I'm here to educate. I aim to motivate, and also I hope to inspire people more so by the way I lead my life, by trying to be a good example, with the energy I bring to the table, and with all the content I share across social media and to my email subscribers and to my clients every single day. You're here because you saw a post or a mention of this training somewhere. So, you probably have followed some of my content for a while, or maybe you've followed me for a long time. But, you'll see I'm very passionate what I do, and I do what I can to share stuff as much as I can, and also no fluff. Like, it's very direct, it's very to the point, and I'm big on educating because there's so much information out there. We have never been in a time when there's been more information, but unfortunately, most information is actually rubbish or lies or myths. Okay. So, first of all, one of the most important things, and one important thing for you to grasp, is like we all can recognize this image, right? So it's on the plane and it's the oxygen mask. And every time you've flown, I'm sure everyone here has flown at least once in their life. But they always say about, pay attention now to safety demonstration. And this is a part of it. That's all about POYOOMF. And just put on your own oxygen mask first. Okay. This is really important. This is like, if you literally took nothing else from this training than this, you've already gained. Okay. If you literally took nothing else and you let it seep into your mind that I need to put on my own oxygen mask first, you will already be progressing. You will already be evolving. Like I said, evolving to a better version of yourself every single day until your last breath. Because this is the problem for people. They're not putting on their own oxygen mask first. It is so important to put on your own oxygen mask first, because not only does that enrich your own life and help you to create the life and life experience that you want, but you then are in a better position to help others, whether that be your family, your kids, your partner, whether it be friends, whether it be associates, whether it be your employees or your co-workers or anyone you encounter in life. Because again, we are all energy and we give off energy. So even if we don't necessarily engage with someone, being in someone's vicinity, our energy has an impact on them, even without them realizing, without us realizing. So we're all energy. So the more we can prioritize ourselves, the more we can help other people. So you need to really get into your head, put on your own oxygen mask first. I cannot stress it enough. This is one of the most important things for people to grasp, because it isn't happening enough. It's more about other people all the time and in different scenarios. Okay. Where's the clicker again? So why do we even need routines and habits? Because that's what this is all about. Like, why do we need them? No, can't we survive life without them? Well, we need them and we have them, because whether you know it or not, you have routines and you have habits. The question is, are they serving you in terms of moving you closer to what your own perception of success is and fulfillment, and most importantly, happiness, or are they not? And I stress your perception of success, fulfillment, and happiness, because too many people are chasing goals and chasing a life and chasing material things and chasing an existence that's not actually in line with their values. It's just societal conditioning. They're chasing the bar that society says that means success, and that, oh, if you do this, you'll be happy. So, we're chasing these bars that society has created, and also we're caring too much about other people's opinions. So we're following what other people are telling us as well. And we're not actually taking time to stop and go, you know what do I want out of life? What are my values? Because we all have values. It's wealth. It truly is wealth. And that is their most important value. Others it's health, others it's family, and there's many other ones. What's key is that you get tied into what your values are and you live your life in line with your values. So we all have habits and routines, where they're serving us or not. What I want to do is help you guys to make sure you have habits and routines that do serve you. And like, if someone, for instance, sits down all day on their ass, doing nothing, doesn't do a tap, watching Netflix all day, that's still a habit. That's still a routine. You've got the other person who is working 16, 18 hours a day, going 100 miles per hour, neglecting their health and well-being, possibly neglecting relationships. That's a routine. That's a habit. Like, there's habits, routines from either end of the spectrum and everywhere in between. So why do we need habits and routines? We have them anyway. But why not have habits and routines that actually serve you? Okay. We all have goals. We all have dreams. We all have a life experience we want to have. It just depends whether you've taken the time to stop, reflect, and actually identify, what is it I want out of life? What is it I actually want out of life? And it's important for you to do that. And I hope even during this, as I'm speaking to you, that, the wheels might be turning a little bit and you're thinking a bit more about, what do I want out of life? Because sometimes not sometimes, we always need to press stop on a regular basis. I recommend people, again, this is all ties into habits and routines, that once a week, typically on a Sunday, for even just 10, 15 minutes, take 10, 15 minutes to reflect on the week, to review those 7 days, and then use that information to plan the next 7 days. And just have that as a constant routine, week after week after week. Even at the end of every day, just take a couple of minutes just to reflect on the day, review it, and then use that information to plan the next day. That's 2-3 minutes. A week might be 15 minutes. Every month, spend about 30 minutes. Every quarter, you might spend an hour. And every year, about 90 minutes to 2 hours. So you're in a constant process of reflecting, review, and planning. And doing that, again, is a routine. It's a positive habit. It's going to help your life to move forward. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. So as I said, the vast majority of people, unfortunately, have bad habits. Bad lifestyle habits in particular, because I do stress lifestyle a lot, and I do put a huge emphasis on the whole mind-body health area of one's life, because for me, it is without doubt the key foundation to everything. Okay. And a lot of what we speak about in this particular training are a big part of that. And it'll hopefully make sense at the end of the training why we need to prioritize our mind body health area in particular and habits and routines around it. But when you are in a good state of mind, in a positive state of mind, you have a good thought process. You don't typically listen to the negative voice, or you're good at ignoring it, or you just can push it aside when you need to. You've got good resilience. You've got mental calluses built up. Your health is in good shape. You're able to do things. You're able to function. You feel good energy. Your brain function is good. Your body's in good shape. That doesn't necessarily mean you're in a magazine cover. It's not about that. Be in a decent body shape, one that you feel good with, because that all ties into your self-esteem, your self-image, and your self-confidence. So that's why that's important. And we all have an image of what we would like to look like, and it's working towards that. So again, mind, body, health, they all interconnect, because your self-esteem, your self-image, your self-confidence has a massive impact on everything you will do in life. A lot of people who are throwing themselves 100% full throttle into work or making money or power and things like that, a lot of time it's just escaping, dealing with their own stuff, dealing with their own self-esteem issues, self-image, self-confidence. The same can be happening to people who might throw themselves into a mission and charity work. Again, it's amazing, it looks great on the surface, but if it's for the wrong reason, it's the wrong reason. So it's very important, again, you get more and more in tune with yourself. Self-awareness is really important. And a lot of what I'm working with you on here in this particular training, and that I work with people in general, developing more and more self-awareness so that you basically are living consciously. Because most people are not living conscious of their lives. They're just aimlessly going through it. They're not clear on what they need to be doing. They're not actually living in line with their values. They're not adopting and putting in place routines and habits actually serve them towards working towards their perception of success, happiness, and fulfillment. And they're not even clear what that is anyway. So they're wasting their life. They're wasting the precious opportunity of this life. The chance of you being here is 4 trillion to 1 or 400 trillion to 1. 400 trillion to 1. Now, that should make you realize just how precious time is. How precious life is. We need to grab it with both hands. We need to do everything we can to, have the best life we possibly can. And in so doing, we actually positively impact other people. If it's important to you how you impact other people, well, take care of you first. Go back to the first slide, put on your own oxygen mask first. Take care of you better, you can take care of other people better. And it all comes down to routines and habits, okay? Now, people who don't have good routines and habits, there's a huge impact on their life. And the impact on their life is just, these are some of them, okay? So you've got poor quality sleep. I always say, and you're going to learn about it on this particular training, there's many of you who, if I asked you, you sleep well, you probably go, yeah, I feel good. How do you feel in the morning? Yeah, I feel okay. Feel okay during the day? Yeah, I feel okay. So you don't think there's any issue with your sleep? No. Why? Because that's become your norm. It's not that you're getting quality sleep. It's not that you're getting deep sleep. It's not that you're getting restorative sleep. It's that you have done it for so long, the way you've been doing it, it's now normal for you. It's the same for people who follow bad nutrition plans. They genuinely think they feel okay until a health issue strikes, until an ailment, a pain, injury, something like that that's all brought on because of their lifestyle. But if you have a certain lifestyle for a long period of time, whether it be a good or a bad one, it'll become your normal. The difference is that when you do make positive changes to your lifestyle, it's like rocket fuel. That's why I can guarantee you the things I'm going to share with you on this particular training, if you implement just a couple of them, I can guarantee it's going to have a transformative effect in your life. And I don't mean in a year. I mean by tomorrow, by the end of the week, especially the sleep stuff I'm going to share with you. So most people are chronically fatigued. They're going around, they haven't slept deeply or correctly for potentially decades. And it's got a cumulative effect. If you don't sleep well, it's going to release a lot of cortisol. It's going to mess up your hormones. That's, again, going to have a cumulative effect. Most people work too many hours. And again, even if it's entirely in line with your values, it's about working smart, not working hard. Not about the quantities, but the quality. And that applies to everything in life. But most people are working too much, okay? And also a lot of people are working on things that don't light their fire, that they're not passionate about, they don't like, that they don't enjoy. You're just going through the motions, waiting for Friday, waiting for the paycheck. It's not a good existence to have. So that caused a lot of mental health issues. Now, quickly on the mental health side, when I use mental health, I'm using the same way as physical health or general health. It's something that should be a general conversation. Mental health doesn't mean that you're either suicidal or you're absolutely crazy, like the loony bin. We all suffer from mental health. It's an area, or we all are challenged with mental health sometimes. We all need to work on mental health every single day because it's an area of health. You got your mental health, you got your physical health, and you got like your general health. So, most people again suffer mental health on an ongoing basis. Poor stress management. We live in a world that's so fast, a world that's reactive, a world where there's expectation of nearly immediate responses to everything you do, a world that wants results now. That's why people are always chasing the magic pills, magic potions, the magic blueprint, doing the lotto all the time to become a millionaire overnight. That's their dream. People are just so full of stress, they don't take time to stop. And this is why you being on this training, like I said to start, be proud of yourself. Pat yourself in the back because you're taking time for you. And there's no more important time to have. So we need to get better at how we manage stress. We need to get better at having balance, struggles with work-life balance. Now, with this, there's lots said about this in recent times, especially. You have your own version of balance, but it's key that you are aware of what your version of balance is. Again, not society's version of balance, your version of balance. There is no set rule. There's no right or wrong. There's yours. The key thing is it yours? Like, is your version of balance right now in your life? Is it your balance, or is it something that just has happened, or is it because of societal conditioning and you're just doing what you feel you're supposed to do, or is it pressure from other people that you value their opinions way too much? Poor self-management. So again, people talk a lot about time management. It's not about time. We all have the same amount of time, and time will just keep going on, and we can't get more of it. How do you use your time? That's down to you. That's self-management. This is why routines and habits, again, what kind of ones are they? Are they serving you or not? That's where productivity comes in. That's where taking better care of yourself. That's where getting your brain working more optimally, just like your body. Then you're going to function better. Then everything's going to happen faster and better for you. Sedentary lifestyle has a huge impact on people. Malnutrition, in terms of people are not consuming good nutrition. It's not serving them well. That goes both liquid and food, solids. People are the mental health side of things again. More and more people are going towards alcohol, drugs, food, or other methods of comfort or escapism. And that's not good for you. Okay. And why I'm showing this is because all of these things tie into not having set routines and habits. This is why it's so important to have positive routines and habits, because it gives you a framework in your day. It gives you discipline. It makes you feel good by doing these routines and habits. You feel the benefits of them. And it's like momentum. It's like a domino effect. You get more and more momentum. It means you want more and more. It's like a healthy drug. When you're truly living life and living life on your terms, and importantly, as I said, tying to your values and what you want out of life, when you're truly living life like that on your terms, it's a drug. It's a healthy drug. You want more and more of it. You're constantly looking for better. Like, go back to what I said, be committed to evolving to a better version of yourself throughout your life. That's what that's tied into. You want more. I always say to people, because people say to me, how are you like this now? How are you so positive? How do you do this and that? How are you so disciplined? I'm 30 years in the making. I've been committed to evolving to a better version of myself for 30 years. And I'm not even close yet to where I want to be or where I can get to. I'll be evolving to a better version in 1 year, in 10 years, in 20 years, in 30 years. That's the exciting thing about life. There is no end in terms of how much you can evolve. That's why it's better, not best. We're striving for better all the time. And the thing is, these factors, if you're living life like that and not in control, not having good habits and healthy routines, sleep deprivation, like I said, and all these things then lead to heart disease, liver disease, obesity, stroke, poor hormone balance, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, lifestyle diseases, especially you see how prevalent cancer is now. You see how prevalent diabetes is becoming. Stroke is getting more common all the time. Parkinson's is getting more common all the time. Dementia is becoming more common all the time. The problem with society right now, one big problem I have with society right now, and again, it's a part of societal conditioning. If we go back 20, 30 years ago, it was normal to hear about people dying in their sleep. We expected it. If someone didn't die in their sleep, it was nearly, oh, like a shot. Now we got to a stage where we never hear of that, and people literally have an expectation that the way their life's going to pan out is they'll get to 50, 60, start showing severe signs of aging. At some stage around then, 60s, definitely, if not a little after, they're probably going to be on loads of meds, because they'll need them, inverted commas, and they'll get some disease, most likely cancer, and they'll suffer with it for a few years, and that's how they'll go out of here. That's how they'll exit the world, exit life. They'll die over a couple of years suffering. People have accepted this narrative of that you're going to just suffer and that's just normal and be on loads of meds and you're going to be old and you're going to show signs of being old and being unable to function and do stuff. Why have we bought this narrative? This isn't a narrative that needs to be the case, and it's not true. It's true if you make it true. Your habits and routines are not right, you are going to make it a self-fulfilling prophecy. But if you get control of your life, if you get clear on your vision, get clear on what you want out of life, clear on your own perception of success, fulfillment, and importantly, happiness, clear on what your values are, and you have good, healthy habits and routines, that will not happen to you. You will give yourself the best chance. You can never say 100% you will never get any lifestyle disease and so on. But you will give yourself the best possible chance of not. Or if you happen to get something, you will recover much faster because you've built up a fighting body, a strong mind as well, resilience. Okay? Hope that makes sense. If people have questions on that, do put in the chat because it's a really important topic. And, there's some things I'm really passionate about. There's certain narratives I am not comfortable with in the world and I am not happy with in the world. And I'm intent on destroying them. Mental health and the acceptance of what aging is supposed to look like, they're two of the biggest ones. I will never accept, and I will fight to my last breath. Now, we need to have routines and habits around these areas. Like, these are just some of the areas, but important areas. So your physical well-being, your mental well-being, your stress management, and restoration and optimization. So we need to, every single week, factor these things in. So, I always compare things to like a jigsaw. So if you look at your week, it's like a jigsaw, 168-hour jigsaw. So 168 hours in a week, 24 hours in the day. Whatever you're fitting in right now, because you are doing something with your 168 hours. If we take last week as an example, those 168 hours, if it was a jigsaw, would look a certain way. There's certain pieces, and all the pieces are in, and they're fitting in, and a certain amount of time is given to certain pieces, and so on. Now, the question is, did those pieces serve me in being the best version of me, and in living towards my values, and in working towards creating success, happiness, and fulfillment, or not? And if they're not, then you need to change it. That's why you need to keep looking at how can I improve in all these areas. You can always improve your physical well-being. You can always improve your mental well-being. You can always get better at managing stress. You can always get better at restoring. All these things are really important, okay? So we need to work on these things continuously. Now, what I'm going to share, we're going to go into the meat of this, okay? And I hope what I've shared so far has been of benefit to you. Do share in the comments because your feedback is really important to me. And like I said, when you watch this live as a replay, make sure, again, let me know your questions. Let me know topics you want me to speak about. And also, if you have scenarios that you personally experiencing or challenges or frustration, share them in the chat, okay? Because I want to make sure this is about you and that you get the best value from it. So I'm going to speak about two different things in terms of routines and habits. Because look, there's so many routines and habits, I could be on here for hours and hours and hours. But on this particular training, I want to focus on two: your morning routine and your evening stroke pre-sleep routine. Just like I shared in the questionnaire that I sent you off, that, like I said, 60-70% didn't have either, shockingly. But the exciting thing, like I said to those people, the exciting thing is you're starting from ground zero. You're starting from a foundation not having them at all, which means you start adding morning routine and an evening routine, it's going to be like rocket fuel. It's like I said, the people who aren't sleeping properly for decades potentially, when they start implementing some of the sleep strategies I share, again, like rocket fuel, same as nutrition. If you're dehydrated, consuming loads of bad liquids that don't serve you and dehydrate you and spike your insulin levels and all those other things, you're not consuming food that nourishes your body and, importantly, your brain consumes 20% of the calories you consume. It's very important what you consume. But when you're not doing those things, when you start to do the right things, again, rocket fuel. And that's what gives you the incentive and the motivation to drive on. So this is my particular morning routine. And I have a few little things added to it now at this stage, but this is a recent enough one. And again, it ties on to put on your own oxygen mask first. Personally, and everything I share with you in this particular training is not me telling you what to do. I'm giving you examples. And you can choose what out of those examples you want. So it's like when I share my routines, I'm not telling you follow my routine exactly. You follow your own routine, but use mine as like what would you call it, like a base to work on, ideas, okay? So every time I'm doing my morning routine, it's about stimulate my mind, It's about loosening up my body. It's about getting blood flow. It's about getting some exercise in, releasing endorphins, making me feel good, priming my mind for the day, getting myself hydrated, getting my body function correctly, my gut, and all these different areas. So I'm ready for the day. My mind's ready, my body's ready. Okay, that's my purpose of my morning routine, and that needs to be everybody's purpose of your morning routine. Okay, and again, ties it to put on your own action match first, because like I get up at 6 a.m. Monday to Friday, always. Saturday and Sunday, I'll wake up whenever. Typically not going to be too much later. Depends on when I got up the night before. That's my routine. You don't have to do that exactly. You can get up at 4 o'clock. You can get up at 8 o'clock. It doesn't matter. The time you get up doesn't matter. The amount of sleep does, which we'll come to in a while. But I get up at 6 because, and do I have to get up at 6? No, I don't have to get up at 6. And this is the important point. I don't have to get up at 6. I get up at 6 because that's time for me. Put on my own oxygen mask first. That's before I do stuff for my son. That's before I have to get into doing work stuff or even taking my dog for a walk. Okay? So before I take care of, do waiting for my son, my dog, clients, or the world at large. I take care of me first. I'm putting on my own oxygen mask first. Hear what I said a while ago. Prime myself for the day. I prime myself mentally and physically for the day. So I'm very clear on my objectives and I'm in the best possible condition to make the biggest impact. Because again, like I've said, my purpose is to make a positive impact on as many people as I can in my lifetime. Okay? So here's what I do. I open my eyes. So typically the alarm, there's an alarm, but I don't hear it because I wake up before it. When you get yourself into a really good routine and habits and your body is really connected to it and there's positive associations, the alarm is a safety net. You don't even need it. Okay? Most people need their alarm. And we'll come to that in a while. So it's time to get up. First of all, which I don't have in here actually, I read the Daily Stoic. It's a Stoicism. It's a page a day, 365 days a year. Really, really good book. Short, snappy. It's like philosophy. So it's a line from someone like Marcus Aurelius, for instance, and then a layman's explanation of what that actually means. Okay? That's the first thing I do in the morning. So I do that before I even get out of bed. Then off I go, come down, go to the toilet. Then I start into my routine. So while I'm in toilet, the kettle is boiling. That's for my green tea. Before I go into the toilet, I down a load of water. Okay. And then I start into the specifics here of the morning routine. Let me just check the chat here quickly. Perfect. Yeah, Daily Psych is just great. No problem, Vincent. So mobilization exercise. Now, as I said, I'm giving you examples here. You do not have to do this. You can create your own routine. The main thing with your morning routine, remember the purpose of it. Purpose of it is one, to wake you up, make you feel more alive, right? Because even if we've had great sleep, bed's comfy, we don't necessarily want to get out of bed. No one's going to just jump out of bed. We get up because it's part of the routine. Like for me, 6 o'clock, I have to get up, I'm up, okay? Daily Stoic first. Toilet, kettle on, come out, pour the water, drinking water. Mobilization exercise. Now, what that means is it's like rotating my different joints. So I start my neck. So I do 12 rotations to the left, all the way around, 12 rotations to the right. Then what I do is I do my shoulders, my arms outstretched, and rotate them. Okay? So yeah, I forgot my videos on. So rotate like that if you can see that. 12 one forward, 12 backwards. Then I'll do like crossovers. Then I'll do up in front of me like a kettlebell swing type idea. Then I'll do hip rotations. Then I'll do with my knees together, rotate my knees. Then I'll do ankle rotations. Then I'll do knee raises to the front. Then I'll do heel kicks to the back. Then I'll do hip rotations. And then I'll go into a stretch routine. Okay? So it's in terms of proper sleep, I'll come on to that in the evening pre-sleep routine, okay? But important question. So thanks for putting that in. So that's, again, I'm getting blood flow into my muscles and my body and my joints. Remember, we've got bones, fat, and muscle. That's what's on your body. So by me doing the mobilization exercises, I'm getting blood flow and I'm getting the like synovial fluid is called, more liquidy, let's say. We're lying in bed for X number of hours, right? Our body gets really tight. You're at your shortest first thing in the morning. Your body does actually shorten. That is not a myth. You do actually shorten. Everything tightens up. What do you see every animal do every time they wake up or they get up? Stretching, moving. Every single one, without fail. Every single time they get up. What do humans do? Press snooze, press snooze, press snooze. Oh, feck, I need to get up. It's getting late. Rush around the place like a lunatic. Grab a coffee if it's there. into the car, off you go. Whether it be school drops or straight to work or whatever, and then grab a coffee there or a croissant or something like that. So it's all panic, 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 rushing, rushing, rushing. Definitely no putting on your own oxygen mask first. Now, I'm a big believer in how you start has a big impact on how you finish. So if you're starting your day like that, how do you think your day is going to go? That could be too hot, is it? Not going to go too well. So you're already on a downer straight off. So it's really important, again, how you start your day. Put on your oxygen mask first, prime your mind, prime your body, and so on. Okay. Now, this routine that I have takes about an hour. Again, take that as just information. Don't take it as me telling you, oh, you need to do an hour now from tomorrow. No. If you don't have a morning routine and you do 5 minutes tomorrow, amazing. It's about steps right direction. Remember what I said? Be committed to evolving to better version of yourself every single day until your last breath. That's not on about big jumps. That's about small steps. Okay? And I always say as well, today be better than yesterday. This week be better than last week. And what is the next step? What's the next positive step you can take in any area of your life or any project that you're working on? Okay? So I want to make sure that's drilled into you. This is my morning routine. You create your own. If you have no morning routine right now, start one tomorrow. Comment in the chat that you're going to start tomorrow. Let me know if you don't have one, actually. And if you do have one, add something, even just one thing that is positive addition to your current morning routine. Because again, keep developing it. Okay? So mobilization exercises. I then do my first stretch routine. I've got 2 stretching routines. So as I said, this isn't everything. It's nearly all of it. Okay? Now, also, at the same time, I have a podcast playing. Okay? So literally from when I come out of the toilet and I'm pouring the green tea after the kettle boiling, before I start my mobilization exercise, I choose a podcast I'm going to listen to that is usually education or research to some degree, or sometimes it's motivation, inspiration. It depends on how I'm feeling and what I kind of feel I need for that day. Okay? So that's another thing. So that's my mind. I'm feeding my mind. Remember, what you feed your mind is so important. And again, I'm priming my mind. I'm listening to positivity. I'm listening to high performance. I'm listening to how they live. I'm listening to what they do. I'm listening to their challenges. That's the beauty of these kind of interviews, in podcasts, that you typically, they're very raw and you hear the truth, because no one has it easy. No one's life is a straight line. Everyone's life is all over the place. It's just how do you deal with it and how do you react to it? That's the key. So I have a podcast playing. That's my mindset. Okay. That's feeding my mind. That's priming my mind for success for the day. First stretching routine, get that done. Bit more water. I'm always sipping away at the water. I'll have the first cup of green tea. Then I do my 20-minute fasted cardio. Okay. Now I'm a big proponent to do some form of exercise first thing in the morning as part of your morning routine. I do a 20-minute fasted cardio session. So like an interval session, like HIIT. It could be sprinting on the spot. It could be doing jumping jacks. It could be doing boxing, anything like that. Sometimes I will do outdoors. So it could be sprinting in the alley or going for a run. But I do a 20-minute session, okay, and fasted. Yeah, you don't have to do it fasted. You don't do cardio. It could be squats and push-ups. It could be anything. Okay, the main thing is do some exercise. You can put on your favorite song. It might be only 2-3 minutes long, and dance around to it. The main thing is get your body moving, release endorphins, make yourself feel better. I think about that. If you dance around, to a song, are you going to feel better or worse after it? Better, of course. How do I feel after my fasted cardio? Better, of course. It's tough, but I feel energized by it. I feel positive. I feel satisfied that I did it. I'm priming my body. I've got lots of good blood flow. I'm burning calories. My metabolism is raised. So that's the important part of it, to do some exercise of some sort. You find the level or the type that suits you. Overall, within that period of time, my hour morning routine, I'll have consumed 1 liter of water. EI is electrolyzed ionized water. Okay. That's a special device I have to give me the best quality drinking water, because I always look for whatever I can do to do the best I can in every situation. That's the kind of water I have. I now actually drink 3 cups of green tea, lemon, and ginger, or 6 cups, sorry, not 3. 3 is my minimum. That's like my minimum level I have on my daily checklist. I have a checklist of things I need to do every day. I have 3 as a minimum, but typically I'm having 6 every day. It's rare I don't have 6. Okay. Just checking here. Any other messages? Colin haven't seen me dance. Well, look, this is the beauty about a morning routine, guys. You can be dancing. You might look like an absolute bloody idiot, but no one knows. It's just you, and you'll feel great dancing like an idiot and looking like an idiot, because no one sees you. It's like they say with dancing. Dance like no one's watching you, and that's literally what you're doing. So, look, bottom line though, exercise, that's the key thing, okay? So The water is to hydrate myself. Why do I do that? Your body's 75% water, your brain's 83% water. Your brain has no ability to retain water. So if you're dehydrated, you're dehydrated. That's why I said most people are chronically dehydrated. Most people drink barely any water, not to mind 4 to 6 liters, as we should. But again, take that as information. Don't start aiming for 4 liters tomorrow. Whatever you're doing right now, have a little bit more tomorrow. Be conscious that you need to drink more water. But I have a liter. You might have a little glass or a little cup tomorrow morning if you don't drink water in the morning. But get water into you first thing. It'd be one of the things I would say definitely have as part of your routine. Have water straight away. Have a little glass even. Start with that and build it towards a liter eventually. That could take you a year, or it could be something you have in a month or two. But you need to get water in to rehydrate, because if you don't rehydrate, you're not getting your body working right. And remember your brain. If your brain's not hydrated, it's not working optimally. Again, people say, oh, my brain works fine. No, it doesn't. If it's dehydrated, it's just you've got used to the level it's at. Add water into your lifestyle on a consistent basis. It's again like rocket fuel for your brain. Honestly, it's the most important thing for your brain function. So your focus, your memory, your concentration, your mood, energy, everything is interconnected with your brain. It's so important you get water in. Water first thing in the morning, I would say non-negotiable. Some form of exercise, non-negotiable. And something to feed your mind, non-negotiable. Like if you create a morning routine that basically has something around those so that you rehydrate, you move your body in some form, and you feed your mind something, all that is perfect. That's what you want to do. Really, really important, okay? The green tea, lemon, ginger, the lemon is basically for detoxing. So help to detox my body and get any toxins out, because we have toxins all the time. We can't avoid toxins. They're everywhere. We're exposed to them everywhere unless we live in the jungle. Even our mobile phone gives us toxins because of the radiation. So we have toxins no matter what. So what's important is to keep detoxing. That's why the water is big for detoxing, and then lemon water, hot water and lemon is really good for detoxing and realkalizing. Like it's acidic on the outside, but lemon goes alkaline on the inside, okay? Green tea, antioxidants, immune system. Your immune system is the most important thing in your body, as well as your gut. The stronger your immune system, the less likely you have of ever getting ill. And if you do, you're going to recover really fast. Plus, it determines everything to do with your energy and how your body functions too, okay? Same with your gut. Like your gut health and your immune system are absolutely crucial, okay? So make sure, again, you're putting a bit of effort into both of those two. They're really important. Oh, going back. Oh, yeah. And ginger, just again, more antioxidants, more nutrition. The more nutrients and all you can get in your body, the better. Now, if you start with just hot water tomorrow with a slice of lemon, brilliant. 1 cup, amazing. It's a step in the right direction. Are you getting that concept? It's about just doing one little thing, but have a morning routine. Like I said, I would make a non-negotiable morning routine, something to feed your mind, some form of movement, and some bit of water. Make those 3 start. If you have no morning routine, do them tomorrow. If you're not doing any of those 3, add them to your routine tomorrow, okay? I do a minute of grounding. What's grounding? Grounding is reconnecting with nature. The way the modern world is, we're living in concrete jungles. We're just in cities where they're built with concrete everywhere, buildings everywhere. Parks are getting less and less. Greenery is getting less and less. People before had front and back gardens. Now they're all paving, or it's artificial grass for a huge amount, okay? So we're getting less and less nature into our lives, and we're not literally connected. Like, we're all one, okay? Humans, animals, nature, it's all interconnected. Like I said, energy, we're all energy, and we're all interconnected, so we can feed off each other for energy. So what grounding is that you walk on grass, sand, or some form of, again, the earth, nature, the world, that you're literally connected to it. And I know you might think that sounds a bit woo-woo, but it's been proven beyond doubt. You do get energy from it because it's energizing your body. You're taking the energy from nature. So it does ground you. So I do that after my fasted cardio, actually. It's the first thing I do after it. I go out and I ground for a minute. And I do a little bit more stretching. Okay? Then the next thing is, that's grounding, if that makes sense to you. And as I just want to give you some suggestions here from what I do. You do what you want with these things, okay? Then I do my second stretching session. I'll still be throwing in water, throwing more green tea. At this stage, I'll have at least 3 cups of green tea. Then I'll do my 5-minute meditation. I've varied how I've done meditation over the years. And this is where, again, it's really important that you just focus on being better. So with meditation, I struggled for years to do it consistently, because all I ever heard was do 20 minutes, do an hour, do 40 minutes, do it with music, do it with sound of the ocean, do whatever. And it wasn't working for me. I wasn't consistent, or just waiting for it to end. So it wasn't actually meditating, which should be where you go nearly semi-conscious, nearly semi-dream-like, okay? And very relaxed. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to do 1 minute for a year. Just sit in silence for a year. Sit in silence for 1 minute every single day for a year. I did that. Next year, okay, I'm going to do 2 minutes. And I built it up. And now I do a 5 minute meditation in the morning. I do a 5 minute meditation as part of my evening routine as well. Wind myself down. And what I do now is I focus on my breath in through my nose, out through my nose. So nasal breathing is very beneficial and very important because we've become mouth breathers, which has many negative impacts. So it's important for us to get used to nasal breathing. Again, like I said to start, there are so many topics and so many different areas that people need to learn about. So I'm touching on a few different ones here and there, okay? But don't worry yourself too much about some of them. The main thing is you can take 1 or 2 bits from this you can implement that will actually positively impact your life. But so I concentrate on breathing in through my nose and out through my nose, okay? And the point of me doing that now is my reason is because to get me to be even better at focusing. Because if I can focus and just start breathing in and out, and all the thoughts that are coming that I'm ignoring them, I'm pushing them away, and I'm just zoned in on what's going on in my nose. Then when it comes to projects or things I need to do, or training or races, I'm very focused and I can laser focus. So it has that reason. So I'm doing meditation for all its benefits, but I'm also developing my ability to focus at a more laser level. Does that make sense, guys? Once I've done that, I've had more green tea. At this age, I'm about 6 cups of green tea, and then I have my cold shower. A lot of people who haven't heard of it or aren't too aware of the benefits, like, oh my God, cold shower, you crazy? Cold shower, again, so beneficial. It'll definitely wake you up, one thing, but also health-wise, it has so many benefits, circulatory-wise, everything, metabolism-wise. Now, again, it's not like it dramatically changes things, but it has a benefit. Remember, I'm always looking, how can I improve? How can I evolve into a better version of myself? So I've added cold shower, I think it's about 2.5 years ago, and I've had one every morning since. Same as for cold plunges. So if you have a cold plunge pool or using a bath, or if you live near the ocean, going into the ocean. Every chance you get into the ocean, do it. Again, you're reconnecting with nature, and also you got the negative ions that are in the sea. Hugely beneficial. That's why when people go to the sea, go to the beach, they always feel better. That's why people who live in sunny kind of climates, by the sea, by the ocean, they're always have better, healthier lifestyles and are happier people. There's a reason for that. Okay? I'll come down from my cold shower, haven't got dressed, and then after last bit of green tea, the 6 cup, then I'll sit down with I have a little gratitude journal, and I just note some things I'm grateful for, and then I do a bit of planning. What are my priorities for the day? And list them out and then order them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and whatever, and then I get to work on number 1. Okay? So that's my morning routine. Now, think about how I start my day, right? That's an hour, as I said. An hour. In that hour, I've done more for myself, my own health and well-being, my own mind, my body, my longevity, priming myself for the day, preparing myself for the day, than most people do an entire day or a week. They're only little things, but they're hugely impactful and they have a cumulative effect. You do them day after day after day. Okay? Comes in here, I have hot shower to wash and then whack it down to cold. Excellent. Perfect. That's perfect to do as well. You know what? That's a great introductory way to do it. Benjamin's in here, the cold shower is a game changer. It does work and it is a game changer. Like, again, it's every little bit helps, Like, if you can tolerate cold water like that, cold shower or cold plunge for a couple of minutes, it's building mental resilience. It's building mental resilience. And the more you build a resilience, the more you can deal with life. Because at the end of the day, life does not go in a straight line. It doesn't for anybody. No one has an easy ride. Doesn't matter who the hell you are. And we need resilience. We need to have resilience. Okay? So things like cold showers will do that. So what I would say to do for anyone who has never had a cold shower and they're kind of thinking, Jesus, do I really want to do that? Kind of follow what Cullum is doing, but do it even to a lesser degree. What I would say is have your normal shower, have your warm shower, okay? And then what you do is pick one body part. Could be your arm, could be your thigh, could be your belly, could be your back, wherever. The back's always the hardest one. Whichever area. And just leave the cold water running for even 10 seconds. That might be the first cold shower you have. Literally your arm, your hand is out, you whack it down to the coldest, cold water flowing onto your arm for 10 seconds, job done. And then you build on it. You build on it. Okay? So remember, step by step. It's not about having a cold shower for 60 minutes or something. Step by step by step. Colin saying here, I repeat my 45-second mantra 4 times in the cold shower, rotating back, one mantra in front. Excellent. Yeah, like I have an actual routine. Like I start off in terms of getting into it with breathing to make sure I go in nice and calm. Because even though I've done it now for I think it's 800 and something days consecutive, I still before I'm thinking, Jesus, do I really want to do this? So it's like 1, 2, certain type of breathing under, and then I have a set routine of how I do and touching every part of me type idea. It's probably about 5 minutes. Summer heat wave, yeah, like it actually gets easier in the summer because it's so warm. It's actually refreshing. So yeah, it's a bit easier. But when it's in the winter, my God, it's tough. But it's where you have to have this routine. Like I'll never forget my first cold shower ever. I'd studied it and I saw the benefits. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. And I went in, it was the middle of winter. It was a very cold snap of a period of time. This was what was mad about me doing. I shouldn't have done it then, but anyway, it was straight into the fire. And I went in. What was the first part of my body I put under the cold shower? My back. My nervous system went crazy. I mean, I almost passed out. Up and down my body was like my nerves are going crazy because it was really cold water. Like, it was my first time doing it. And I genuinely thought I was going to pass out. My body was in chaos and I felt in chaos for a while. But then each time it got easier. So, but I'd not recommend you do that. That was like too much. I did all the things at once, which was not smart. Okay. So you suggest for the 5-minute meditation, music or breathing techniques? Okay, great question, Benjamin. What I recommend for your meditation is do you. Try it. If you no idea what will work for you, try different things. I've done it with music. I've done it with sounds. I've done it with silence. And like now I do it with my breathing through my nose, which like I said, I have another purpose because it helps my focus. So what I'd say is maybe try with meditate. You can have a guided meditation as well. You could just go into YouTube or any website, guided meditation, and just follow what they're saying. Or you could have music on and follow that. Or you could have the sound of the ocean or breathing techniques. Like just so many. Pick one, try it, see how you get on. It's like for me, the times that were being suggested, like an hour, 40 minutes, 20 minutes, use music, use sounds of the ocean. It wasn't working for me. I decided, you know what way do I do things? How do I make things happen? I always pick a small little improvement. I'm going from nothing, do something small that's achievable, make that normal, then add to it, add to it, add to it. So that's why I went from 1 minute every morning for a year, and then I built it up, and now I'm on 5 minutes twice a day. And I probably won't do much more than that ever, but I'm using it in different ways where I have listened to music, I have done it to try and control my thought processes, or now I'm doing it with the focus. Okay? Hope that makes sense. So Benjamin, I hope that clarifies that for you. Just pick one way and then do it. Exactly, Colin. Ease in small steps. And same with everything. It's like the morning routine. If you don't have a morning routine right now, honestly, tomorrow morning, get up, have one little glass of water, turn on a YouTube video or a podcast that's some positive mind feed, or you might prefer to read. You might want to read a motivational type book or something like that. And do a little bit of exercise, whatever it is, jumping around the place, doing a little workout, doing some push-ups, go for a little walk, anything. If you just do that, amazing. And then build on it. Get a foundation, okay? That's the morning routine. Okay. So I hope that makes sense. Look, I could spend hours on each of these sections, but I know we're cut for time and I am conscious of your time and you're doing well enough just to be on this anyway. So I do appreciate it. And I hope you're getting good value. Again, give me feedback as to how you're finding it and if you're enjoying it so far. And as I said, keep putting any questions in, okay? Because your feedback's important because remember, these are for you. These are for you. Like I said in the chat at the start of this training's for you, not for me. Like I have slides, there's things I was going to talk about, but if you guys took this off in all kinds of directions, I'll take them in those directions. The main thing again is what value will you get? Now let's switch to the other end of the day. So you've had your morning routine, you've started so well, you put on your own oxygen mask first, you're primed for the day mentally and physically, and you're kicking ass all day. You come to the other end. What do you need to do? What should you do? I'm going to start with this, which is really important. I want you to answer these questions, okay? Do you, number one, use your mobile phone as your alarm? So type into the chat, yes or no. Use your mobile phone as your alarm. Quickly now, and if you're watching this a replay, you can answer these questions too. Okay, great, Benjamin. I'm going to answer that now in a sec. I'm going to circle back to that, Benjamin, okay? I'll circle back to that because gratitude will form part of the evening as well. Great question, though. So Colin, yeah, one area you need to work on, okay? So phone is the alarm. Second one, have your notifications on your phone? Most people do if you have the phone on or if you use your phone. Nearly everybody has the notifications on in general. So is that just a nighttime column or in general? Do you have no notifications on? Hate alarms. And ideally, we wouldn't have alarms, Benjamin, but if you need to get up at a certain time, you do need it as a safety net. Now, for some people, if you don't have to get up at a certain time, you can awake whenever. If you have that flexibility, ideal. Okay, column, generally excellent. Hate distraction, exactly, because it's the biggest distractions you can get up. Benjamin, excellent that you're in that situation. You can do that. So brilliant. And the other question then I always ask people, do you charge your phone at night? Okay. So most people answer yes to all three. The vast majority, 99% of people will answer yes to all these. Okay. To charge your phone at night. So, okay. So Colin, for instance, you were doing charge your phone at night and your mobile is your alarm. Okay. So let's go through this and explain what's going on here. Are on yes and yes I charge. Okay, so you're doing the two of them. So your phone is on at night, so Benjamin. You don't use the alarm, but it's on. Okay, so it's there beside you. Okay. So as amazing as this device is, I presume you can see me on the video now. As amazing as this thing is, it is so bad for us as well. Okay. So bad for us. This is transmitting radiation all the time. Okay. All the time. That's why if you're on a call, within a minute, 2 minutes, your ear's on fire because of radiation. Okay. It's clearly not good for you, but this is a modern life. This is the most valuable device that we have right now. And we live on it and our businesses are run on it. And all that's amazing. We have to be aware of the negatives. Okay. That's what I want to educate you on here. So if you have your mobile phone on at night, if it's on, so Benjamin, for instance, is an example, has it on, but he doesn't use his alarm. Colin has it on and it's an alarm. Even if you have it on silent, it's still transmitting the same radiation. If you've notifications on, every time notifications coming through, it's a pulse of radiation. And if you're charging at night, there's electromagnetic frequency pumping into it, and that accelerates or accentuates the pulse every time there is a notification. So charging with notifications on, with the phone beside your head on the bedside locker, whether it's just lying there or whether you actually use your alarm, is an absolute killer to your sleep. Why is that? Because the radiation has stopped your mind shutting down. Your mind's still going 90s. You don't go, oh, but I was so tired. I fell asleep in the sofa. I fell asleep in the bed reading. Doesn't matter. Your mind is still going. You fell asleep. Your vessel fell asleep. If I went into your bedroom last night, you looked asleep. Was your mind asleep? No. Were you in deep sleep, REM sleep? No. Does that mean you're going to restore? No. Okay? So it kills sleep. This is why I'm saying you get used to it. So if I said most people, and 99% of people use their phone's alarm, have notifications on, and charge their phone at night. It's almost everyone always, every time I ask this question in any room or online training. So what that means is all those people are doing these things. You're chronically fatigued, you don't even know it. You just feel normal because it's your normal. When you start doing the right things, honestly, it's rocket fuel, especially with the sleep one. If you do these things, honestly, you will feel a difference within a day, 2 days, few days. It's unbelievable. It's the first thing I always do with clients is get them to do this, fix this. The change in the sleep's unbelievable. And the other side is why sleep's so important is it's when we restore. We need to have our hormones balanced right. If you're not sleeping right, your hormone balance all over the place. That impacts everything. Your gut then gets impacted. Your immune system gets impacted. Your brain gets impacted. There's everything getting impacted. Like constant lack of sleep, that's not good for your brain. It's like dementia, Alzheimer's, all these kind of things, forgetfulness, all will go back to that as a major factor, a major reason for these things happening. Why do you think they're increasing all the time? Look at where people are living now. Nearly everyone has a mobile phone on as their alarm, notifications on, and the phone is charging. You couldn't do any worse for your sleep. You genuinely could not do any worse for your sleep. So what I urge you to do, I urge you, turn off your phone at night. Turn off your phone. Do yourself a favor. Turn off the phone. I can guarantee you, if you turn off your phone, you will have such a better sleep. And then think of all the other things that are hidden, you don't kind of see, but your hormones and all the other things are being affected. All that will improve. And remember, it's cumulative. We think too short term. We never think of the bigger picture. And we all should be aiming towards getting to 80, 90, 100 and beyond. Independent, feeling good, functioning, not needing help, not needing loads of meds. Okay. And like I said a while ago, we have a narrative now where people just expect they're going to die of some disease for a couple of years, which is absolute madness. It doesn't have to be that way. Okay. So please turn off your phone. Please turn off your phone and make that difference. Charge in a separate room to avoid looking at it sometimes, but not always. Agree 100%. Yeah, if you're going to charge in another room. Now, there's a safety issue there, really charging at night, to be honest. But at least if that's in a separate room, it's away for you, that's perfect. The main thing, it's away for you. Okay. It's away from you. And also, if you know what's on, even if it's another room, you're kind of nearly waiting subconsciously for something to go off in it, so you need to check it. So there's that side of it then as well. So it will affect your sleep a little, but if it's another room, that's much better. But just better, just turn the thing off. Okay? Does that make sense, guys? Can you clarify for me that makes sense in terms of what I said there about the phone? Because it's such an important thing and needs to be a huge basis of your evening routine. Really important part of your evening routine. Just confirm for me that made sense so you understand. And I would really urge you to make a commitment now that from tonight, turn off your phone. If you're going to charge your phone, charge it during the day. Even just from a safety point of view, you don't want to be asleep and then charging in another room and something happens. Yeah, tough medicine, but it's because we got used to this. This is the norm for us now. Our mobile phones, we use them for everything, and they're controlling our lives to a large degree, and that's not good. So just get a battery alarm clock. Battery alarm clock, 10 quid or something like that. Like that's what I have. Little battery alarm clock I got years and years ago, and that's perfect. And like I said, it's a safety net for me. It's not. I don't need it. Okay. Um, so actually, quick question there because I can't see myself here. Am I gone very dark? I just noticed it's starting to get a little darker here, or am I still visible? Okay. Quick question on that. Just to answer me there and see if I need to turn the light or are we good? I'm not looking like I'm in the dark. Okay, perfect. Okay. Right, so I want you to commit to that. You're going to turn off your phones at night. Next thing it needs to do is turn off your phone minimum 15 minutes before bed. And not just your phone, all devices. You don't use iPads or type of pads. You don't use laptops, don't use computers, don't use TVs. I mean, zero screen, zero electronics, zero technology for a minimum 15 minutes before sleep. So if you turn off the phone like before sleep, that's one big thing that's going to have a good impact on your sleep in terms of the depth of it. It's going to improve. But what you do before sleep determines also, to a huge degree, how deep you sleep. Even more so. Like if you have the phone on beside you, you're not sleeping deep. That's just happening no matter what you do before bed. If you did all the things I advise, it won't make any difference if you have the phone on. You've destroyed it just from that. Now, if you have the phone off, brilliant. But make sure what you do before sleep is right as well. Okay. And it helps to get you to have deeper sleep because it's about getting to REM sleep, rapid eye movement. Okay. And that's where your body will restore. You go in sleep cycles. Ideally, you want to go through 3, 4 sleep cycles a night. Now, I won't go too deep into sleep. Another thing I can talk for an hour or two in terms of going through nitty gritty, but I want to go through some of the basics here. So, phone off, and 15 minutes before you go and turn off the light, no devices of any kind whatsoever, because the blue light is a killer. Like for me, for instance, in my last hour, 2 hours before I go to bed, I have these. I wear these blue light blockers. Okay. Because all the devices give us blue light and it keeps our mind going 90s. Even if I fell asleep here in this chair, my mind is still going 100 miles per hour. So I'm not getting proper sleep. So you need minimum 15 minutes. Ideal would be like 2, 3 hours. But in reality, in modern life, that's never going to happen because we're too attached to the devices and they're for recreation, they're for work, they're for communication, they're for everything. But 15 minutes minimum working towards half an hour, that'll do the job. Like for me, I do half an hour every night, no devices of any kind, and I have a pre-sleep routine. Okay. So number one, in the evening, pre-sleep routine, phone off, not charging, nothing like that. 15 minutes before the lights are going to go out, you turn it off and same with all other devices and no exposure to them whatsoever. Now for the 15 minutes or 30 minutes, whatever it might be before sleep, here's a few suggestions of what to do. Oh yeah, just a quick one here on sleep as well. So like that, someone who sleeps 4 to 5 hours per night performs tasks as if they're legally inebriated. Now that's getting quality sleep. That's where people are they're not using their phone or nothing, but they're minimizing their sleep. We need 7 to 8 really, okay? So this is just getting low quantity, and that's the impact of it. Less than 2% of the population is genetically able to function well in less than 6 hours sleep. But again, it becomes normal. You feel normal, Okay. But the importance of sleep is that it impacts your brain dramatically. If you're not getting proper sleep, it's going to affect your mood massively. People are not in good mood because of it. It creates more stress, creates anxiety, makes people feel like depressed kind of symptoms. The brain function's not good, like that problem solving, bad judgment, memory loss, can't focus, all these different things. Sleep is the most important thing. You can do all the right food, you can feed your mind the most amazing stuff. You can invest in yourself so much, you can do loads of exercise, you can do meditation, do all these things. You don't get good sleep, you get minimum results for everything. All that other effort doesn't count for much unless you're getting good sleep. That's how important sleep is. And that's how important it is to turn off your phone before you go to sleep. And that's how important it is that for a minimum 15 minutes before sleep, you don't have any access to technology and electronics or screens. I can't stress enough to you how important it is. Every single person I've ever got to turn off their phone before sleep and to not be at screens for 15 minutes minimum before sleep, every single one of them usually tells me they had the best sleep ever and so long after the first night, and everybody at least after a week. Because sometimes people are so chronically fatigued they don't even know it, that they actually feel tireder for a while because like the body's trying to catch up. But after a week, they really start to feel the positive benefits. Just waking up, feeling fresher, feeling, you know what, I actually feel alive, I feel ready. Not just getting out of bed, just getting on with things because you have to. Feeling ready to get on with things. Okay, big difference. Now, for your evening routine, choose one of these things to do for the 15 to 30 minutes before bed. Let's see what we're saying here. Tough medicine, invisible. Oh yeah, perfect. Great. Okay, thanks for sharing the screenshots. Excellent. So that to give me an idea how I'm looking or where I am. Okay. So reason I picked these against to relax your mind. Remember, what are we trying to do before sleep? Trying to get our mind and body. Remember at the start of the day, we're trying to prime ourselves for the day. Stimulate mind, stimulate body, get ready, get psyched. Even times it's reverse. We're trying to wind down the mind, we're trying to wind down the body, lower the heart rate, lower the blood pressure, stop the brain thinking, slow everything right down. Stretching yoga will help to do that. Flexibility, any of these kind of things. Meditation again. Bath or shower. As someone said to me about 25 years ago, and I thought it was brilliant. Like having a shower before bed is like washing off the day. So if you have it thinking like that, wash off the day, especially if you had a very bad day, it's either you're washing the day off. I thought that was brilliant. Journaling. A lot of people keep thoughts in their head, keep ideas in their head, keep frustrations in their head, and they don't feel they have a safe space to speak to people. So it goes to the mental health side of things. If you don't feel you have a safe space where you can talk openly to somebody, journaling is so powerful. Okay. And we need to get our thoughts out of our head before sleep. Because if you have something festering that you're worried about, stressed about, upset about, anxious about, if you have that in your subconscious, your conscious, when you go to sleep, that's going to play on your mind. That's why, when you have dreams and it's like waking up a lot or frantic kind of dreams or dreaming about stuff that's happening next day or things you're worried about, you're not getting deep sleep then. You can't. Because just your mind is still going. Remember, we need to shut the mind down. So journaling is a great way of doing it. Like share your thoughts from the day, share your frustrations, share your successes, share what was good about today, share what you could have done better. What did you learn from the day? Who annoyed you? Who made you feel better? Journaling is absolutely powerful. So I'd recommend doing a bit of journaling every day in the evening time. And then it's away from screens and it's writing. Ideally, again, pen and paper. Well, that's all you can do because if you're not using devices. Wins gratitude, another powerful strategy. Something I do is one of the last things I do before I go to sleep, even after I turn off the light. I lie there and think about 3 wins I've had from the day. So it can be anything, it can be small or big, and 3 things I'm grateful for. And typically I fall asleep as I'm thinking of that because I'm at such peace. I have the phone off. I've not had screens for at least 30 minutes. I've stretched. I've done meditation. I get ready for bed. I do a bit of journaling. I read. Read is my direct association. When I start reading a physical book, which is what I do at nighttime, I start to fall asleep. It's a direct association. That's what I've created. The second I start reading, the brain goes like the little men in my head go, here, he's reading. He must go to sleep soon. Turn on the melatonin. This our objective at night. We want to turn on the melatonin, that hormone, because that then is what allows us then to go to sleep. Like I said, it's reverse of the morning. Okay? You want to completely relax everything down, get ready for sleep, and then you get deep sleep. So second, start reading. If I start reading at 1 o'clock in the day, I will start falling asleep. That's why I listen to stuff all the time. Okay? So reading is very good. The one thing I'd say there though, don't read stuff that's stimulating. Don't read stuff that is like personal development or is related to your industry or your passions. in terms of your career. Read stuff that's escapism. Or like I love autobiographies, so I read autobiographies a lot. Okay? So it's a bit of escapism, and it's just something different. And breathing exercise. Breathing is always really good for, again, to bring down the heart rate and stuff. It's like someone's panicking. Breathing, deep breathing, slow breathing, long breaths. So again, before bed, that's going to relax you down as well. So, pick these. These are only suggestions, lots of other things too. But what I want you to do from now on, so your evening routine, if you don't have an evening routine, no phone on, like turn off your phone 15 minutes before lights out. At least 15 minutes, okay? That means it's off and that's it. You're not charging, it's not used as an alarm, nothing. Now, quick one there actually, if you're using as your alarm up to now, like Colm said he had, and you don't have a battery alarm clock, for now until you get a battery alarm clock, unless you're like Benjamin, you don't have to get up a certain time, you can just wake up naturally. What you do is put it on the other side of the room. So when it goes off, you have to get out of the bed. At least it's away from your head. Get away from your head till you get a battery alarm clock, okay? If you need to have it on for an alarm clock until you get the battery alarm clock. So I just want to make sure I added that in. So phone off 15 to 30 minutes before, no devices, and you do some of these things. Relax yourself, lower your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, relax your mind, de-stress, get rid of anxiety, let emotions out of your body, and you will sleep like a baby. You'll have an amazing sleep, I can guarantee it. And you fix your sleep, it's going to positively impact everything. Okay? Guys, any questions on any of that? And then I want to go back. Colm, I remember you asked, what did you ask? Colm asked, how much sleep do you have? So ideal for anybody, 7 to 8 hours. That's how much sleep we need, really. Okay? 7 to 8 hours, but there's no good having 7 or 8 hours. It's not quality. Quality is the key. 7 to 8. Okay? Like for me, I work off 7. 7 works perfect for me. It was different over the years, but now it's 7. But the key is quality. Deep quality. Okay? That's the most important. I can't stress that enough. So please implement the strategies I've said. Now, I'm going to go back to what Benjamin said here. Let me go back up so I can remember it more or less, but just to be sure. So, Benjamin saying here, just the time in the USA and other places for frustrations with work, politics, jobs, and health dominate our thoughts day and night. You have gratitude in your list. How can we do better with gratitude despite the distractions? Okay, I'm going to say one simple thing to you here, right? All those things work to a degree, depending on what context is, politics, jobs, health, wars, all this kind of stuff. Outside your control, focus on what is in your control. Okay? Focus on what is within your control. All these things like politics and all these things, they were always out of our control. They were always there. There's always been corrupt governments. There's always been crazy stuff going on. There's always been unjust wars. There's always been wrongful killings. There's always been injustice and all that stuff. The difference now is because of social media, we hear it all the time. It's like there's always been people being attacked, always been people being raped, there's always been pedophilia, there's always been all these terrible things, right? They've always been there. Just we hear about it more. It seems like there's so much more of it. And I'm not saying with certain things there maybe isn't more, but I think it's more so that we hear about it more. Before we didn't hear about it. That's the difference. But what do you control? You control your own life and also people who matter to you most in your life. So what I would say is like focus on your happiness, focus on the happiness and contentment of the people who matter to you most. And like that with gratitude. No matter what is going on in the world, no matter what's going on politically, and again, wars, all the different things, all things you should be grateful for. Like simple things for me today, right? Grateful for the fact that technology allows WhatsApp to exist, which means that my son, who's now in Canada, we can now communicate, even though there's a 7-hour time difference. And it's hard for us, we can't do calls and nothing during the week because he's working. When he's off, I'm asleep. When I'm off, he's working or asleep. So messaging, at least we can message. Beautiful, sunny, warm day here in Limerick, Ireland today. Some clients giving me some feedback, positive feedback and compliments and thanks and gratitude. That's just 3. My parents still alive. Many people don't have that. A wonderful sister that I have, close friends that I have. Like I could go on and on, having a roof over my house, having food on the table. Like there's always, no matter what's going on in the world, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how challenging your life even may be at certain times, there's loads to be grateful for. And you know what you're saying there, despite the distractions, that's exactly what they are, distractions. Distractions. The world is always full of distractions. The media is always full of distractions. Governments are always full of distractions because it stops people seeing the reality of what's going on in the world. It stops people seeing the actual important things. So they're exactly that, distractions. Doesn't mean they're not happening. Most things are. It's like wars are happening, but it's distraction. There's usually a reason for them, and not a good reason. Not a reason even we sometimes even want to know, because it's so evil. Okay? Exactly like Cullum said here, stop watching the news. The best thing you can ever do, apart from turn off your phone before you go to sleep, is to commit to never watching the news again. And I mean watching news, whether it be on TV, the radio, in terms of listening to it, reading newspapers, or watching it on or reading on social media. The news is poison. When do you ever hear positive news stories? You don't. The news is negative mind feed of A plus category. There's no better negative mind feed than watching the news. It will destroy your mind and control your thoughts and make you feel so many negative emotions, and it'll distract you from what you can control. So Benjamin, that would be my advice to you. Stop watching the news, like Cullum said, and focus on what you can control, and there's always stuff to be grateful for. Okay? Always. All right, guys. So you got your morning routine, you got your evening routine. Is everyone clear on them? Has everyone got something? Has everyone got at least one action step they're going to take tonight or tomorrow morning between evening routines and morning routines? Everyone got one? Because look, the bottom line is we've been going now for what, an hour and 15 minutes. I've shared a lot of stuff. You have a certain existence right now, certain types of routines, certain types of habits that serve you. I'm sure you have some elements of them. How can you improve it? That's all you want to look at. Whatever your routines are right now, that's your baseline. How can I improve it? And just take a step in the right direction. And then build on it week after week after week. Again, at the end of the week, do a reflection, a review, and then plan. And if you've done what you aim to do, then the next week, add something else. And build and build and build and build. Okay? Makes sense, guys? Do you get a lot of value from this call? Has it been worth your while being on? Disconnecting from the phone is huge. It truly is. And we've become so connected to it that we basically see, I've noticed it more and more now. People are going around with it in their hand all the time. They never even let go of the damn thing. It's become part of their hand. That's how connected we are to it. You know, people use it every spare second they have. They're looking at it. Even driving now, which is unbelievable. Seeing so many people now driving, looking at their phone. While the car's moving, not even when it's stopped. So we've become so addicted to it. We need to reverse. Okay? So guys, look, what I say to you is super important information. There's so much more I can share with you and so much stuff I share with clients and everything. There's so much that people need to know. That's the exciting thing. There's so much that you can do, right? So much you can do evolving. That's why, as I say, you can evolve for the rest of your life. And I will be, and I plan to live until 120, 130. I'll be evolving forever. So there always is something you can do to evolve. So be committed to that and keep making positive change in the right direction. And if any of you would be interested in finding out more about how to work with me, would be interested in any kind of mentoring and coaching, any kind of guidance, we all need accountability and support. Everyone does. Accountability and support, and usually guidance as well. Okay? If anyone would like to know a bit more and even jump on a free call and go through some stuff on a one-to-one basis and explore it, just let me know. Shoot me a DM. Okay? But most importantly, make sure you implement what you've learned in this call. That's what matters to me. My purpose in life, I said I have two purposes. One's my son, who's my absolute world. The other one's to make a positive impact on people. If this has made a positive impact on you and you implement some of what I shared and you feel a positive impact, that's my job done. If I end up working with you in any capacity, that's the bonus. Of course, I'd love to do that and it'd be amazing to, but the primary starting point is making a positive impact on you. That's why I never sell people. If you decide to invest in me, which is investing in you, you'll have made that decision. I don't do hard sales because I don't need to. I share good content. I know my stuff. I know how to help people. If you're ready to take your life to a whole different level, then let's go. Simple as that, but it's on you. You'll make that decision. All right, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, if you'd like to jump on a call, have a chat, and I'd love to help you guys to a deeper level. So well done for being on. Be proud of yourself, whether you're watching this live or as a replay. Put things into practice and go out there and live your life fully. You get one chance at it. Make it epic. Make it the best it can be. And let's have a wonderful life. Take care, guys. Hope to see you soon.